Welcome to the best gambling show on the internet. This is the home of the money pick. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Week 9 over-unders. Let's get to it. First game, we got the Tennessee Titans at the Kansas City Chiefs. Over-under 46.5. Money, 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 money. When you say Chiefs, I say over. I'm going over here and making a money pick. I know this game, the fundamentals say Titans are going to slow this down. You're going to see a lot of Derrick Henry. But I think the Chiefs get to 30. And coming off their bye week, I don't see this Chiefs offense slowing down. We hit them in San Fran, and I don't think there's anything different. I think Mahomes is playing the best football he's played in 2.5 years. Even though the Titans defense has played great this year, I feel like they're vulnerable in the secondary. I feel like they're vulnerable if Mahomes throws it 35, 40 times, which he will. On this Titans offense, now there are questions if Tanny's going to play or not. I truly believe Tannehill will play. On this Titans offense, they start fast and they completely collapse in the third and fourth quarter. I see the Titans making this competitive in the first half. This will push over the 46.5. And 46.5 is about as low as you're going to see for a Chiefs game, my friends. Next game, Thursday night football. We got the Philadelphia Eagles at the Houston Texans. Over, under 45.5. I'm going over. I love this over here because it seems like the Eagles put up 30 points a game. But with the Texans, this offense has been stuttering the last 3 weeks. I mean, it's kind of been stuttering the whole year, but they're really taking a nosedive these last 3 weeks. I got this pushing towards over, maybe some garbage points from Dougie Mills in the Texans offense. But this Eagles offensive line, I want to talk about them. They've just been impressive. And the weakness of the Texans really is their front seven. You can push them around. They can't really rush the passer. I think Fields and this I think Hurts and this Eagles rushing attack have a field day. I'm going over the 45.5. Next game, we got the Buffalo Bills at the New York Jets. Over, under 47. I'm going under. I know it is the Bills, but I got a ton of respect for this Jets defense. This Jets defense, they hold on even when Zach Wilson puts them in terrible situations. And I think the Jets defense will put in a pretty good performance even against the most potent offense in the league, which is the Buffalo Bills. But a big reason why I'm going under here is Zach Wilson. I just don't think he'll be a dance partner for Josh Allen. I just can't see him getting over 10 or 13 points. He had opportunity after opportunity all game against the Pats on Sunday, and he did little to nothing with the turnovers. I'm going under here. Stay away from this one because this Jets offense really is a wild card, and I think they're done. I argued all week about that James Robinson trade. It means nothing. It's not replacing Breece Hall. It's not replacing Elijah Vera Tucker. I'm going under the 47. Next game, we got the Los Angeles Chargers at the Atlanta Falcons. Over, under 49.5. Money, 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 money. I'm going with the under here. I know this is a surprise. We did see what transpired in the Falcons-Panthers game last week. It was incredible, and this Falcons defense is bad. But I'm going under here because I think this Chargers defense responds. I think they come out and play tough, physical football. And I do expect the Falcons to run the ball. And they're going to do that every week. And I think this Chargers run defense, it's not the greatest in the world, but it's also not the worst in the league. I think they stay firm. I think the Falcons punted a lot. That's a big part of the equation. And then on the other end, with Herbert, man, there's something not clicking about this Chargers offense. No Mike Williams. We know Keenan Allen's coming back, but that offense is missing a piece. They're missing a spice in the cupboard, and they just don't have it. There's only so many times you can throw short routes to Austin Eckler before you have to change the game plan up. I'm going under the 49.5. Next game, we got the Miami Dolphins at the Chicago Bears. The Bears over under 45.5. I'm going over. And this Bears defense, while they're good, you take Roquan Smith out of there, you take Quinn out of there. What is left? Those are the two best players practically on their defense. On this Dolphins offense, now that Tua has gotten some games back under his belt, they're starting to hum. I think they throw it well against the Chicago Bears zone, but also on the other side of the ball, I think the Bears can run the ball against Miami's front seven. I really feel like the weakness of this Miami team is the front seven stopping the run. I think the Bears give them a heavy dose of run. Fields is playing better now. This will push over the 45.5. Next game, we got the Minnesota Vikings at the Washington No Names. Over, under 43.5. I'm going under, but there isn't a lot of science. This Commanders offense really is a wild card. Yes, Heineke adds a little bit of presence. He adds some big playability, but they're just not too good. And against the Vikings, you want to get 3-4 wide receivers, and you want to sling that thing around the park. I don't think the no-names will do what the Cardinals or Eagles did, for instance. I think they run it a lot, and the Vikings will stop the run. On the other side, Kirk Cousins, this is his best year as a Viking so far, and I don't think he's going to completely fall off, but I think this is one of those games where he has some issues. Vikings, I don't think the Vikings run game will get going, so Kirk will struggle more than normal. I'm going under the 43.5. Next game, we got the Green Bay Packers at the Detroit Lions. Over, under 49.5. I'm going over here. There isn't a lot of science. This Green Bay offense is absolutely terrible. This Detroit Lions defense is absolutely terrible. The only consistent unit in this whole game, and this is going to be crazy for me saying it, is the Detroit offense. I could see this game turning into something of a shootout. I think this is a close one-score game. I think this game is decided by 3 points either way. And we know how these games normally turn out. They push towards the over late in the fourth quarter when you least expect it. I'm going over the 49.5. Not a lot of science here. Next game, we got the Indianapolis Colts at the New England Patriots. Over, under 39.5. Money, 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 money. Going under here. And I like this under because when I'm looking at the Colts, I see a team that actually has a pretty good defense. Their secondary is a lot better than it was last year, but no one notices it because the offense has been such trash. I think Sam Ehlinger, I think he's going to add a little spice, much needed spice to this Colts offense, but let's not get carried away. This Pats defense is a proficient unit, but on the other side, the Patriots got serious quarterback issues, my man. What the hell was Mac Jones doing against the Jets? The Patriots should have won that game against the Jets by 30 points. And I'm not one of the Zappy hour guys. I'm not saying Bailey Zappi's going to do any better. I feel like the second half of that Bears game proved my point. I'm going under here. I think the Patriots, I just can't see them playing great on offense. And if they're not able to run the ball for 150, 180 yards, They are extremely limited on what they can do on the offensive side of the football, and I think Mac is hurting for confidence. I think the hoodie pulling that string was a net negative. I think he wrecked the kid's confidence. He wrecked the kid's psyche. Give me the under 39.5. Make it a money pick. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you share the videos. Make sure you subscribe. Turn on them notifications. Let's get to the next game. We got the Carolina Panthers at the Cincinnati Bengals. Over, under 42.5. I'm going under. I'm going under. Like, listen, the Walker stuff was cute last week. He put up a great game against the Falcons. I'm not taking anything away from the kid, but this is a game where the Bengals defense needs to respond. But also on the other side of the football, you got a good Panthers defense against a Bengals offense that seems a little worried. It seems like they have anxiety without Jamar Chase. Zach Taylor really didn't help Joe Burrow or that offense against the Browns. I just feel a lack of creativity from the Bengals. I've been saying it all year. They're not sucking me back in. I'm going under the 42.5. This Panthers team isn't quitting, man. And, now they actually have a chance to win a division. That's how crazy this damn league is. Next game. We're going down to Florida. We got the Las Vegas Raiders at the Jacksonville Jags. Over, under 48. I'm going to go over here. And this is one that is this is just a tough game to pick, whether you're talking spread, whether you're talking win outright, whether you're talking over, under. But I do think the Raiders respond a little bit. I'm not saying they're going to come out and play great. I'm not saying Carr's going to come out and throw for 330 yards. But this Jags defense, they have a great front seven, but this secondary is absolutely terrible. And they can play, their secondary can play a good quarter or two, but every single game in the second half, when a team ups the tempo, they completely collapse and they can't cover anyone. As for the Jags, man, on offense, I think the Jags get it going. On the Jags offense, they get a ton of yards, but they haven't gotten the points. I do think that changes. And one thing about this Raiders defense, we already knew their secondary was weak going into the season, but one thing that is shocking me is the lack of pass rush from them. I'm just not seeing it. I'm not getting juice for this Raiders defense at all. I'm going over the 48. Next game, we got the Seattle Seahawks at the Arizona Cardinals. Over, under 49.5. Money, money, money! Money! I'm going over. I know I'm crazy here. I know I'm out on an island with every single aspect of this game. But this Cardinals offense is obviously different with DeAndre Hopkins. Am I crazy? Am I wrong? Am I lying? No, we all seen that on the film. And he brings a ton of aura and confidence to this team that they much needed. I'm looking at this game. I think the Cardinals have a good day offensively. I think they spread them out. And I like these young bucks in the Seahawks secondary, but I do think the Cardinals can get at them, and I do think the Cardinals will protect better. And as for the Seahawks, this offense is old school, late 80s, early 90s. They're going to run the rock at the Cardinals, and they're going to have some success with it, and when they get success, play action, they hit you down the field, and they absolutely break your back. I'm going over the 49.5 because of those three factors. Next game, we got the Los Angeles Rams at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Over, under 42.5. I'm going under here. And this is one I strongly suggest people do not bet. Because this Rams, there's been a lot of talk about the Bucs. There's been a lot of talk about the Green Bay Packers. And that's fine, but there hasn't been enough talk about this train wreck that is the Los Angeles Rams. This offense, they're completely out of rhythm. They're not getting plays down the field. Cooper Kupp is banged up going into this game. But my main concern about the Rams offense is this offensive line. They've been getting their ass kicked all year, and it's not getting better. Maybe Noteboom comes back from the injury report this week, but even with that being said, I think this Bucs defensive line wins the battle here. As for the other side, we did see a little bit of promise from the Bucs against the Ravens. Not a lot, let's not get overboard, but I did see a little bit of promise from the Bucs offense, but I still think they will have a problem in the interior. They're not going to be able to run it. Who knows? They're not going to be able to pass block Aaron Donald, and the Rams still got some dogs in the secondary. I'm going under the 42.5, and honestly, the more I talked it through, the more I started to like it, but I'm going under. Don't make it a money pick. I'm not betting this game. Next game and last game of the week, we got Monday Night Football. We got the Baltimore Ravens at the New Orleans Saints. Over, under, 48.5. I'm going under. The Saints, every single game they've been playing in they seem to get to the 30-point mark. They didn't against the Raiders, but it's because they didn't need to. But I'm going under here. I think this is more of an old school game. I think this is more of a template from last year's Saints. I think they're going to run the ball a lot. And I think they're going to try to work in play action. But I also think this Ravens defense has been getting better. They're getting guys back healthy, and they seem to be getting better. So I see a good performance from the Ravens defense coming. But on the other side, I think the Saints defense matches up well with the Ravens offense. They got two really good and fast linebackers led by Demario Davis. And that's necessary if you want to contain Lamar Jackson, because if you can't quarterback spy and if you can't chase down Lamar Jackson with your linebackers, you're going to be in trouble. I think the Saints defense, now they're starting to feel alive. Now they're starting to feel invigorated. I think we see a big game from them. And, the Ravens games, they've been pushing over like crazy this year. I think this one is going to be a little bit different. Give me the under the 48.5. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you share the video. Subscribe. Hit the like button. Let's get this money. Week 9. Have a great week, guys.